Hey everyone, it's Sean here and I'm back with another sneaker review. So yesterday, February the 11th, marked the release date for the latest Yeezy Boost to drop by Adidas. So the week leading up to the release here in Toronto was the usual raffle mayhem. So on Monday and Tuesday, they opened up the raffles at select Foot Locker and Champ stores in the city. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, they had other raffles open up at other boutique stores, as well as the Adidas Originals store downtown. So the Foot Locker and Champ stores made their call around Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, and I didn't get a single call. It wasn't until Friday at around 10 or 10:30 p.m., this was the night right before the shoes were supposed to drop, when I got the email from Adidas that I won a pair. So thanks to my luck, that leaves me here today being able to review these core black and red Yeezy Boost 350 V2s for you guys today. So the official colorway for this shoe is core black, and red. The previous version that had the red stripe going across the shoe, that colorway is core black, red, and core black. So that's a small little detail change, being that this shoe is more predominantly black, so the colorway would also reflect that, being core black, and then red. The retail price on these was $220 US or $300 here in Canada. So let's talk about the details of this shoe. So the silhouette on this remains pretty much unchanged, with that same angular design and that super thick midsole. Similar to the other Yeezy Boost 350s, this prime knit material covers the entire upper of the shoe. And for this colorway specifically, the prime knit is made up completely of this core black color. The prime knit that's used on this shoe is fairly stretchy, considering the fact that it is a fairly thick prime knit weave. There is this very thick center stitching that starts at the top of the tongue and runs all the way down to the edge of the toe. The laces on these shoes are your standard black rope laces that remain unchanged from the other Yeezy Boost 350 colorways. Located on the inner heel is the same iconic Adidas 3 stripes that's found on the other Yeezy Boost 350 V2s as well. Aside from the core black color that pretty much covers the entire shoe, the only other hit of color on these Yeezys is in red. And this can be found on the lettering that's found on the lateral side of the shoe. The lettering done on both the right and the left pair is done in this reversed or mirrored image style. In addition to all this, the biggest change to this shoe is the addition of this heel pull tab that was originally found on the Yeezy Boost 350 V1 model. So while technically this is labeled as a Yeezy Boost 350 V2, this seems more like a 1.5 as it takes the silhouette, the look, and the shape of the V2 with the addition of this pull tab that was a key feature on the V1 model. These Yeezys sit atop this Boost midsole, which is encased in this semi-translucent outsole. And the outsole of this, though technically is labeled as core black, it looks almost like a dark gray or like an ashy gray color. Taking a look at the outsole of this shoe, you can see there's visible Boost on both the heel as well as on the forefoot. And there is Adidas branding at the very top as well as Boost branding at the back heel. These shoes feature a removable insole in black that has the Adidas and Yeezy branding done in white on the heel. In terms of sizing, I went with a 10.5, which is my true size. So the sizing on these remains consistent with the other 350 V2 models. Compared to the V1s, these are a half size up. So with the V1s, I went with a size 10 because they did fit a little bit big, and these ones I went up because they are a little bit smaller. I could have went with a size 11, as the 10.5, sometimes I do feel there's some pressure in the toe box area. So because the height of this shoe is pretty shallow, sometimes I'll feel like the prime knit is pressing into the top of my toes. So to help alleviate this, sometimes I'll wear these shoes by taking out the insole first and then just rocking them kind of like an NMD with no added insole. From a design standpoint, I find these to be a little bit on the simple side. And personally, I'm not too crazy about the addition of this heel tab. I find that it looks a little bit out of place, and the silhouette without this pull tab makes the shoe look a lot more cleaner and a lot more streamlined. So now I'll give you guys a look at how these 350 V2s look laced up and on feet. So I want to give you guys a quick breakdown between these black and red based Yeezy Boost 350s. So taking a look at the prime knit pattern on the three pairs, the Pirate Black 350 V1s have this combination of a black and gray print pattern. The pattern on the black and red striped 350 V2s is predominantly black, but if you take a really close look, you can see that there's a speckling of red prime knit intertwined within the black. And of course, there is that big bold stripe that goes all the way to the edge of the toe on the lateral side of the shoe. Lastly, the core black and red 350 V2s that dropped yesterday, those ones are purely black. So as you can see, there is no other color within the prime knit. It's just completely 100% black. Also, the shade of red that's used between these two pairs are slightly different. So these ones with the stripe, the red is almost like a hot pink, whereas the red used on the text on this version is more of a true red. Lastly, comparing the heel pull tab between the Pirate Blacks and the V2s, so it's not that obvious in the photos, but in real life, the Pirate Black pull tab is not as deep or not as dark of a black compared to the V2s. Also, just comparing their overall silhouettes, the Pirate Blacks are going to be a bit more narrow, and the boost on these is not going to be quite as high, whereas on the V2s you can see it's a much more aggressive, wider stance, and this midsole area is a lot higher and a lot thicker. So that wraps up my review of the Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the core black, and red colorway. As always, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below to let me know if you guys were lucky enough to get a pair of these yourselves. And also, I'm curious to know, where do you guys rank these in terms of your favorite colorways for the V2 model? As always, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next review.